When the teacher imported the CVUHSD course template, they also imported content within modules. The modules course navigation option allows the teacher to create sequential content for students. For example, these can be broken down into units. This is the introduction, this is the welcome page, the syllabus, the FAQ student guides directly from Canvas. Feel free to share this with students for them to access important information regarding Canvas and how-to documentation along with tutorials and videos. This will be very helpful for students if they need assistance and support using Canvas. I'm going to return to modules. The FAQ discussion board allows students to post questions, and the teacher is able to monitor and respond to questions for students. This is very helpful for students when they have the same question. The teacher can edit this content by selecting the Edit option. Feel free to edit the content in this discussion board to better fit the needs of your course and your students. I'm going to return to modules. Here is an example of Unit 1. If you need to edit this title, simply select the gear icon and select Edit. You can rename this unit, change it, and it'll apply the changes. This is an example of a text header. You can edit and you can rename it. This is an example of a content page, assignment page, discussion board, and quizzes. I would like to show you how to create a new unit and also how to add content items within that unit. To create a new unit or module, I'm going to select the red button located at the top, and I'm going to name it Unit 2. I'm going to add the module. I'm going to collapse this unit so it's easier for me to work on the Unit 2. Unit 2 has been created, and at this point it's not published. You can see the icon for No on there, and if you hover your mouse over, you can see that is prompting you to publish this. I'm going to select the plus icon, and now I can select the type of content I want to add to my Unit 2. These are the options: assignment, quiz, file, content page, discussion, text header, external URL, and external tool. For the purpose of demonstration, I will add a content page. I'm going to select New. Do not select any of the previous Make Content items, because if you select the originals, you will override and edit the original content item. Always select New, give it a new title, and add the item. Notice it is not published. Now that you have created a new content item within your unit, it's time to edit the content. I'm going to select the content item, I'm going to select the Edit button, and I'm ready to begin editing this page. This should look familiar. You have already been exposed to all of the different formatting tools in Canvas to edit a content page. A content page or content item within Canvas is very similar to a web page. It is for information and for content for students to read, watch, or listen to. In this example, I already have an article within my Google Doc that I want my students to be able to read. I'm going to copy this article or content information, I'm going to paste it, but I also want to include a video. The video, I have it as a YouTube link. What I want is embed this YouTube as a video, not as a link. So I'm going to copy my YouTube video link. I'm going to place the cursor over an area on my page, and I'm going to select YouTube video. I'm going to paste the link, and I'm going to search for this video. You can embed small, medium, and large. I'm going to embed as medium size. I'm going to align it, and now this is ready for my students to view. The content item will allow students to read information, watch information, or listen to information. This content page is not intended for students to submit any assignments within this page. If I return to modules, this content item has not been published, and also the unit has not been published. Always make sure to publish the unit and also publish the content items for students to access. I'm going to pause this video and then continue to show you how to set up an assignment within Canvas. Now let's create another item for our unit. This time we're going to create an assignment for text entry submission. I'm going to select the plus icon, I'm going to select assignment, and I'm going to select new. Give your assignment a new name and add the item. To edit this item, select the item that you've just created, and you're going to select edit. Best practice is to provide students instructions for them to be clear about the expectations for the assignment. I have a few instructions that I've already created that I'm simply going to go ahead to copy and paste them over on my instructions. These are the points. This is the assignment group. You can indicate whether you want percentage, complete, incomplete, points, letter grade, GPA scale, or not graded. I'm going to leave it as complete/incomplete. The submission type, you're going to select online, and you want it to be a text entry. This is the assigned to. In this case, I have everyone. You should be able to click right on it and get all the different courses that you would like to assign this to. You can also assign them by individual student. This is the due date, available from and until. I'm going to save. If I return to modules, you will be able to publish and make this text entry assignment available for students. Let's create another assignment type in our unit. This time we're going to create a submission by file upload. I'm going to select the plus icon on my unit. I'm going to select assignment and new. This time it'll be file upload example. And I'm going to add the item. If you need to select and edit the assignment that you've created, simply select the item. I have some instructions that I would like to use for my file upload. I'm going to select edit, and I'm going to include instructions for my students. Best practice is to include instructions for students, that way they are clear about the expectations and criteria for the assignment that they are submitting and you are collecting. I'm going to indicate the points. I'm going to select the assignment group. I'm going to select whether this is percentage, complete, incomplete, points, or not graded. This is up to you. I'm going to leave it as complete and incomplete for the purpose of demonstration. The submission type. We said we were going to do a file upload. I'm going to select submission type, online, and I'm going to select file uploads. You can restrict the file type that you want students to submit. For example, I only want to collect DOCX files. If you only want to collect .PDF, then you can change it. You do not have to restrict the file upload types that the student submits. However, word of caution, if the student submits a file type that you cannot open, they might tell you that you never specified what kind of file they needed to submit. And restricting the type of file that the students can submit will minimize confusion. Select the Assign To. You can select individual students or different courses. You can select the due date, available from, and until. I'm going to save this. Now that my assignment has been saved, I can publish it or I can return to the modules. You can create all the different file and content types that you want. You can publish the unit and also unpublish content. Your students do not have to have access to everything at the same time. As a matter of fact, it is highly recommended that you are very careful about how much of these content items your students can see, because they might be overwhelmed or they might find it confusing to know which ones they might need to complete first. Let's create another assignment, and this time it'll be URL submission. I'm going to select the plus icon next to my unit. I'm going to select New Assignment and New. This time it'll be URL submission. And I'm going to add the item. Once again, to edit the item, you have to select the item that you've just created. I'm going to select the Edit button and include some instructions for students. You can make your instructions large enough for the students to see and link templates if you have them use other resources for them to complete the assignment. I'm going to include the points. I'm going to specify the group assignment. You can specify whether these are points, complete or incomplete, or not graded. And now we're going to select the submission type. Under the submission type, I'm going to select online, and I want students to be able to submit by website URL. Specify and assign who you are providing this assignment to, the due date, available date, and until. Once you have all those fields selected and filled, you can go ahead and save the assignment. You can publish directly on this page, or you can return to the modules and publish when you need students to access this content. Last but not least, I'm going to show you how to set up a discussion. I'm going to select the plus icon next to my unit, and I'm going to select Discussion, New Topic, and I'm going to say New Discussion, and I'm going to add the item. Notice my discussion icon looks a little bit different from before. This is a content page, assignment, 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 and now my discussion. I'm going to select the discussion item that I've created in order to edit this item. I'm going to edit the item, and I'm going to include instructions for students. I have a few instructions here that I usually use for discussions. I'm going to paste those instructions, and now my students are able to see what my question is. You can include videos, you can include passages, and you can include pretty much a topic of conversation that you want your students to be able to respond to through a discussion thread. You can allow students to reply. You can select the option that students must post before they see everybody else's replies. You can enable graded or not graded, and then fill out the appropriate fields as needed depending on how you're planning on grading this assignment. Indicate to whom you are assigning this to. It can be a student or a class or sections. And you can also specify the due date, available from, and until. Once you are ready, be sure to save before you navigate away from the page. Now my discussion is ready for students to be able to reply to the discussion thread. If I return to modules, now I can publish the content. So now you can publish or unpublish as needed for your students. we have covered a very basic Canvas training. If you are interested in learning more about Canvas and exploring other advanced features, stay tuned for other trainings available for teachers and staff. If you are interested in providing your students Canvas training that you can monitor and allows the students to explore how to on their own, please contact Amelia Arambula at sentinella.k12.ca.us. She will set up a course specifically for helping and supporting students in the use of Canvas. These courses are all hands-on and will provide the student the opportunity to submit, practice, and also communicate with the teacher of a Canvas course. Once again, if you are interested, please contact Amelia Arambula at sentinella.k12.ca.us. She will set up the course for you, and you can allow your students to enroll in that course to allow them to experience Canvas at first hand. Thank you for attending this training. I hope you have found the training helpful and informative.